Alright, you guys, so I'm done with my breakfast. It was lovely. Breaking fast is always lovely. I feel like taking a little nap now because I haven't slept well last night and the previous night because of fasting. So I have time until 11, so I feel like I'm gonna go back to bed for a little while. But I wanted to share some thoughts with you on fasting. Every time I fast, I have some thoughts to share. Every time they're different. And I feel like every time I learn something new. I personally am a huge advocate of fasting. I feel like anyone, absolutely anyone, should do it. My recommendation is that if you are on some sort of a specific spiritual journey, deeper healing journey, deeper self-discovery journey, I would say go for 5 days. 5 days fast was the first one that I did. First ever fast that I did was 5 days. If you are not on any kind of journey, you're just a normal person, you maybe, here and there hear things about spirituality, watch some videos, you follow some accounts, but you don't really are on active journey, consistent journey, deeper journey, 3 days will be enough. Obviously, I'll always give you a disclaimer. I'm not a physician, blah, blah, blah. It's for entertainment purposes only. Consult with your matrix doctor. I'm sure he knows a lot. And yeah, I would really recommend that because the amount of purge and cleanse that happens on a level of energy, on a level of your mind, on a level of your body, even if you don't feel it, it happens. And it resets your brain. And I especially recommend it to my beautiful divine feminines, specifically on a twin flame journey. Because what fast does, even the shorter fast, even the 3 days, because if you're not on some sort of a spiritual journey, which always connects you deeper to your body, to your life, to your essence, which makes it easier to follow through with a longer routine, it sort of brings you back to basics. And this is what I wanted to talk to you about today, specifically deep dive on gratitude, on frequency of gratitude, that many people confuse it with something that it is not. And I've done a video about gratitude. I'll try to link it on those social media that I can link it to this one. But when you're fasting, suddenly, for a bizarre reason, again, for some people it will take you 3 days, for some it will take you 5, so this is why you need to adjust it maybe as you're fasting first. I do feel like you would need to consult this. So if you're a matrix person, consult it with your doctor. If you're a normal person, consult it with your spiritual teacher. It's good to, for example, say I'm gonna try 5 days, but if 3 days is the maximum I can handle, I'll break it after 3 days, and it's absolutely fine and okay, because it will take you. Our bodies are very unique. They're very wise as well. But at a certain point, it always connects you to this basic of gratitude. Suddenly, all your problems disappear. And I remember very first fast that I did. It was a very long time ago. I was still in this, in separation and huge longing and huge pain. This is information from my divine feminines. Suddenly, day 4, you think about your divine masculine, like you would trade him for a sandwich. You couldn't care less. Is he going to text you? Is he going to reach out? Does he love you? Does he even remember? I don't care. Give me a sandwich. give me a bowl of soup. And whatever problem you have, you feel like you're not pretty enough, you have anxiety, you feel like you don't have enough money, you feel like you're unhappy, you're in a karmic relationship, your ex is after you, your problems disappear. Your problems just disappear. And suddenly you realize that as long as you have a beating heart, I'm getting emotional, and a food on your plate, it's just enough. I'm getting emotional because I'm still purging, although I'm no longer hungry because I just had breakfast. I actually wasn't hungry all this time. And funny enough, every single fast I did, I was rarely hungry. It was the mind. It was the mind that wanted food. It was the body that was getting weaker. But that hunger sensation that you have in your tummy, or sometimes like even in your throat, it was not there for me any of the fasts. Side note, maybe it's also because my body has some stored stuff that it can use, but we're prepared for every situation. But also because it proves to you as well, and we've covered this in my previous fast, I've broke this down to you guys. It proves to you how much everything that we think that we want, and we think that we need, and we think we're gonna die without, it's the mind. It's the monkey mind, it's the lizard brain. And it really brings you back to gratitude. And I wanted to talk to you about gratitude specifically because these days, and it's something that I've already touched on in that previous video, which was a channeled message about gratitude, but so many people say that they're grateful, right? And they say that, oh, I'm grateful for this and that, and they have gratitude journals, and they have manifestations, affirmations about gratitude. Gratitude is so important, right? But most of them, unfortunately, again, it's the illusion that we've addressed in my recent oracle deck, how we don't even understand certain emotions. Oftentimes, it's not gratitude. It is fear and shame. Fear that you're going to lose what you already have, so you have to be grateful. And shame that you are ungrateful for what you have despite the fact that you're unhappy, so you say to yourself that you're grateful. True gratitude. I'm going to give you a few things so you really feel into the frequency of gratitude. And if you're not ticking these boxes, you're not fully just yet there. It's a journey. First thing is that people who truly are grateful, we talk about true frequency of gratitude. Gratitude for being alive, for breathing, for living this human life. Gratitude for understanding what a wonderful gift this linear, temporary life, physical life is for a soul on this earth. Those people, in any shape or form, they do not settle. Okay? They do not settle for mediocre friendships, for jobs that they hate, for mediocre relationships, for, being with that guy because he's a nice guy and I don't want to be lonely. We've been talking about this recently. They don't settle, they fight. Because gratitude comes with full understanding of what a big gift this life is. People who are grateful, they don't procrastinate, they don't live in denial, they don't look for excuses. They go deep, they go within to understand themselves, to understand, I know what a great gift this effing life is. What do I have to do to reach that dharma, to reach that highest, most abundant timeline, to really thrive, to really accept all the gifts that are meant for me? People who settle, they lack gratitude and self-love, right? You don't really believe that you could do more, that you could have more, that you could thrive, that you could be happy. You don't really believe that what kind of gratitude is that really if you're settling for mediocre things in life? You're not really appreciating the true gift of life. And the second thing that I've mentioned to you to know that whether you're grateful or not, people who really are grateful. So if you ever cry, and we all cry, I cry all the time, I just cried. If you ever cry, it is either of happiness or purge. People who are really grateful, they've reached that true frequency of gratitude and self-love. When we cry, it is either because we're connecting deep down to the meaning of life and we're emotional, we're sentimental, we're purging, like I just did, or you are crying out of happiness. If you are still crying yourself to sleep, or occasionally just feeling overwhelmed and crying because of anxiety, because of pain, because of heartbreak, it means that there is still work to be done when we talk about, what the hell is this? Toothpaste. Sorry. There is still work to be done when we talk about understanding true meaning of life, because when you are grateful, ergo, you understand true meaning of life. When you understand true meaning of life, ergo, you understand that everything happens for a reason in this life. Everything has its purpose. Everything that happened to you does not defy you, but is something that came to your life to give you an opportunity to overcome it, to grow, to purge, to rise as a better person. So those of us who are already balanced, centered, living a life of gratitude and love, whatever comes to us, there can be a moment where that ego says, crap. But then the soul immediately remembers, I know, it's a lesson. So give it to me. What do I do to rise above it? To learn from it, to become a better person. And everything, and I say it from experience, I once did not believe it can happen, but everything that will use to cause you pain, anxiety, whether that's rejection, disappointment from someone you love, abandonment of someone you love, fear of losing money, unexpected bills, illnesses, unexpected things in life, you just understand that it has to have a root cause, that it has to have, there's a cause and effect, and there's a meaning for everything. So you don't go into crying out of nervousness, out of anxiety, out of longing, out of pain. When you cry, it's because you already understand the meaning of this lesson and you are purging what was there within you to purge. That's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna go and take my nap now because I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. It's really weird because this one wasn't prolonged. It wasn't a prolonged fast, so I didn't expect that I would feel this way. But yesterday and the day before evening, my heart was really pounding and I couldn't sleep. And I was already weak. Not as weak as you are on like your 10th, 11th, and 12th day of prolonged fast, but I was weaker than usual. And certain weird things were happening to me. I was doing a lot of meditations to connect, because my intention for this one was to rejuvenate my body, to cleanse my body, to connect to every cell of my body. Our bodies are super wise. They know how to heal. They know how to regenerate. They are designed to constantly rebuild. They are designed to be healthy and thriving. Every illness comes from, they're going to tell you that you need to pop a pill and diagnose you with something, but it all comes from some sort of a disimbalance that comes from within. So I just wanted to connect to it deeper. So I was doing a lot of meditations. For sleeping, I was doing the Brian Scott 8 hours rejuvenation, body rejuvenation, which is wonderful. But it's funny, I was listening to him saying, you're probably not hearing this because you're sleeping and your subconscious mind will register. And I'm like, fuck, I'm hearing everything because I'm not sleeping, dude. So I need a little rest, and then I'm going to pull myself together because the situation is weird. And then, yeah, I will definitely record a collective today. And if I'll find the strength, I'll do more fun stuff, but not making any promises. Okay, bye!